Good morning, g'day, hi to you on here on Instagram, and good morning to you on Facebook. It is Friday, the 22nd of February. Blink and 2019 is disappearing. Tanj here, peak performance specialist for real estate and property professionals. Everything that I do is about giving leaders and teams in real estate and property access to being happy and deeply fulfilled in their lives whilst achieving great success in their business, and also elevating their ability to be able to build trust and transparency in the communities they have the privilege to serve. Kate Ashton, she's here. G'day, Kate. Good morning, my love. First cab off the rank. I feel like I need some gifts to throw at you. So I'm just going to throw my love to you, Kate. Good morning. So welcome. This is Rapid Fire Friday. Rapid Fire Friday is a retrospective look on all the coaching themes for the week, and just kind of rapid fire sharing what are the key themes, what are the key struggles, and what are my tips and insights delivered fast for you who may not have the resources to be able to invest in a one-on-one coach. Good morning to you. Who's that? Bye, Jess. Bye, Jess. Hi, bye, Jess. Good morning, darling. Really delivered to you to help you, maybe pick up one tip, just one thing. Imagine if you picked up one thing that you could really make a difference. Kate, your gift is your presence. Oh, thank you. And sharing, and I love you. And I thank you. And I love you. So thanks for being here. It means a lot. So if you are here and you're watching this live, type in live right now on Instagram or on Facebook so I know. And then if you're watching the record, just type in record. So all right, let's get started. The themes for this week are pretty much very similar to previous weeks. Leaders and teams are often quite distracted, and it just surprises me of how many real estate individuals are experiencing high levels of stress, worry, anxiety, and fear for their current reality and their future. Yet, good morning, Melbourne Conference. Hello, Melbourne Conference. Nice to have you here. I know it's not Melbourne Conference. There's a human being behind that name. So whoever you are, good morning. And just heightened levels of stress. And I have to say to you, one of the biggest themes is that clarity breeds certainty. I don't know about you, but a lot of the clients I had this week are really experiencing like overwhelm, don't know how to do it all, and trying to get it all done. Does that sound familiar to you? If that sounds familiar to you, give me a thumbs up or a smiley face, because I want to reverse engineer as much content to you today that's going to make a difference. So one of the coaching sessions that I had this week is with beautiful clients of mine who have two offices. They're doing pretty well in one office, not so flash in the other office. Two directors, one really is the listing selling agent and director in the main office, and the second office, another director, is meant to be listing and selling. But here's the truth. When I asked yesterday, how's your prospecting going? They said, oh, yeah, we just did a lot of drops. And I'm like, first of all, drops is not prospecting, that's marketing. So if you're in real estate and you are thinking that letterbox drops is part of your prospecting, it's not. That's marketing. Prospecting is literally, so I was looking for my phone and there it is there because I wanted to use it as a prop. Prospecting is when you're on the phone, talking to another human being, knocking on doors, talking to a real person, or sitting in a cafe and having conversations. So please don't confuse doing letterbox drops as marketing, because it's really not. Number one. Number two, when I asked what the break-even position was for this second office, it was close to $20,000 a month. And this particular director, who's also looking after admin and accounts and all the back end of the two offices, is meant to be the listing selling agent in there. And because there's no prospecting happening, there's no sales happening. So what we calculated was what's really $16,000 break even. This particular office was costing the overall business around $192,000 per annum and not really generating a return. Yet what this client wanted to get coaching for was they were feeling overwhelmed and stretched and ineffective and wanted systems and strategies. And in our conversation, what they got to see was there's two businesses going on. They've been positioned in a place to list and sell, and they hate it. They hate prospecting. So you've got to be straight and position yourself with what you do and don't do, and position yourself to win. Please don't put your hand up to list and sell or do the admin and accounts or do a task that you hate, because you're going to avoid it like the plague. You won't want to do it. If you're waking up in the morning dreading what you have to do for that day, A, it's not a great existence, and B, you're not going to have the mojo to go and get it done. C, for this particular client, the fact that their personality style does not suit prospecting and listing and selling, they hate it and they don't want to do it, but they put their hand up to do it because there's a second office. There's no prospecting going on. It's costing them as business owners $192,000 a year. That's just extraordinary to me. So I said, make a decision. You either sell the office or you go and create a compelling future for new clients, so new agents to come and run that office, give them higher percentage of commission, give them an opportunity for profit or equity share, give them an opportunity to expand their farm area so they can reach more clients, and step off and go and do what you love. So that's the first lesson. Stop pretending that you like what you do. Get straight about your greatness, position yourself in an opportunity to win, and know your numbers, because, you know, to be hemorrhaging $192,000 a year, and that's what it is, and the other office is paying for that office, that just doesn't make sense. So I am so excited for these clients that now we've got clarity. We've been straight about what we're doing. We owned the fact, or they owned the fact, that they weren't going to prospect, and now they've chosen to go and recruit agents for that office. So yay them. Awesome, awesome result. Okay, another key theme, high levels of frustration with real estate executives and real estate leaders around their performance of their team. High levels of frustration. Some of the feedback is that their team members aren't performing as well or as efficient that they'd like them to. And here's my response. As a leader, the productivity and performance of your people is a direct result of the environment that you're cultivating and leading. And if your people aren't inspired and thriving and excited and genuinely, you know, investing their time and energy, they're not feeling the love. So, you know, a philosophy that Richard Branson uses, g'day, Akshay. Hello, Akshay. I love that name. How are you? Not great to have you here. A philosophy that Richard Branson has that obviously works really well for him is treat your people like your clients. And I cannot stress, encourage, promote, spruik, yell from the rooftops the importance of this one distinction. Your people, if you're a leader in real estate or you're a team or you're a leading agent, hi, your people are your greatest liability from a cost line and your greatest asset. And if you just treat them like your workforce, then they're not going to feel the love and there's no life source there. So please treat your people like your clients, and then they will treat your clients like absolutely gold. But it starts at home. A few light bulb moments went off this week with leaders that I'm coaching, and it's a different perspective. But if you're blaming your people for their lack of input, it's highly likely that they're uninspired by your leadership and they don't feel valued. G'day, Bianca Davis. Nice to have you here. How are you, beautiful? All right. Number 3, why clarity breeds certainty. I just said before that if you're a real estate leader or a leading agent and you've got a team, the biggest expense item in your P&L will be your human resources. They are your biggest liability. They're also equally your biggest asset. And if you don't have clarity around what you're asking them to do, if you don't have clear position descriptions with clear, not KPIs, but APIs, action performance indicators, you could have a lot of wasted productivity. And this was a big theme this week. Frustrated, lack of productivity and performance. And when I survey the teams and the businesses, and when I ask the leaders, here's what's missing: a massive lack of clarity. People aren't knowing why they rock up every day. They're not clear exactly what they're supposed to do. They have a position description, but haven't done a skills audit to see if they're fully equipped to succeed. They haven't got a performance development plan with a reverse engineered strategy and accountability measurement and tools with the leader in place to have them win. please, today, look at your business and see, are you clear on what you want to make this financial year? Are your people clear on what they're supposed to do? If not, you could be paying a lot of money for little gain and little momentum. Hi, Ron. Great to have you here too. So that's number 3. Clarity really breeds certainty. And when we're certain about what we're doing, it gives us access to a greater level of confidence rather than a whole bunch of people being busy, not actually fulfilling any end result at all. Now, here's a big one. One of the clients I coached this week is experiencing high levels of turnover in their business. And if this is you, I invite you to listen up. They've cleared out their property management team. They're in the process of clearing out their admin team, and it's not the first time that this has happened. So I have to start getting interested in what's the common denominator. And the common denominator is the leader. So I asked the leader point blank this week, do you really believe that you are the best person for this job? Do you feel innately adequate to effectively lead multiple personalities? And their answer, bless them, was no. They actually went no. So I think it's time that we as leaders just took a responsibility for, where our skills lie. And if you genuinely want to elevate your skills, then do the work to do that. But if you hate what you're doing and you don't like leading and it's not natural for you and it's not you in flow and it's force and you're going to blame your people why they're not performing, maybe you're not the best person for the job. So check in and see how you feel about what you're doing. Have a look at the results that your people are producing and ask yourself, this takes a high level of consciousness and vulnerability to do, but how am I accountable and responsible for these results? And am I the best person to lead this team? If you have the financial resources in the business to bring in a general manager or bring in a resource that loves people, that their personality profile is really about supporting others, then do that. Put them in the job and you go and be the behind the scenes, tweaking the strategies and less people management. Your people will benefit, your clients will benefit, and your bottom line will benefit, and so will you. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. I'd really appreciate your thoughts on that one, because I think that's a really important one. All right, who here has read The E-Myth? Give me a thumbs up or smiley face if you've read The E-Myth and what you thought about it. So it's by Michael Gerber or Gerber, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's a book that I've had on my list to read for a long time. Someone's giving me a thumbs up there. And here's the thing. One of the things that I learned, I'm nearly finished reading it, is in business, and Michael is from the States, and he unpacks that 80% of small businesses fail within the first 12 months of being in business in the States. And a lot of the reason is because there's 3 kind of roles that we have as a small business owner, which many of you are in real estate. Yes, the E-Myth, go Ron. Oh my God, I'm loving this book. I've got my clients reading this book. If you haven't read it, I can't believe I haven't read it any earlier, because I do kind of consume about a book and a half a week. The E-Myth, really high level, is distinguishing that there's 3 main roles in your business: the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. And most people in their small business are just being the technician. So they worked for somebody else, thought, I can do this whole thing better. They take that courageous step of opening an office and getting the tables and chairs and the CRM system and the phone system and then these things called people. They don't really have a lot of solid experience in the art of delegation, and they end up having an expensive job that they've created themselves, and they're on the tools and have little time to work on the business. Does that sound familiar to you? I know a lot of you in real estate are experiencing that. And this book really unpacks the different distinctions between the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur, how the thinking needs to adjust, and how we need to adopt a franchise model mindset to really set our business up for success. So if you haven't read The E-Myth, I highly, highly encourage you to, if you are a small business owner, or you're really committed to achieving great results for yourself and your business. Ron, tell me, what did you think about The E-Myth? What did you learn from that book? Okay, now this next distinction, number 6, the importance of getting the ingredients of your business right, is a reflection on a session that I had with a client this week. He is number 1 in his marketplace. He's a good listing selling agent and director of the business, yet he's over it. He's been over it for a really long time, and he wants to come off the tools ASAP, like yesterday. His strategy has been to bring in 5 people who are green, no real estate experience. They've all just done their license. They've got their license is coming, but they've done the training, and he's dedicating a crap load of time to train them to go out there and be listing selling agents. Now, when I started coaching him, I said to him, I don't think that's the best strategy. It's going to take you a lot of time and be a slow process, yet he's committed and he's in. So one of the mistakes that he made that he got to see this week is he's been doing a lot of training, having them go and practice the listing consultation, as I call it, not presentation, yet they have no skills or experience. G'day, Remy. Hi, good morning, love. They have no skills or experience in actually prospecting and picking up a phone and connecting with people. So he's asking them to go and, practice what it's going to be like in the lounge room when they haven't even really walked through the key ingredients of making an effective call, connecting with someone, demonstrating how you can add value, and setting it up so you can go and really appraise your home. And he also has asked them for weeks to go and practice their listing consultation and hasn't been able to manage to achieve any role plays. He finally did some surprise role plays with them, and he wrote to me yesterday to say that they all sucked. Now, with love and respect to them, of course they did. They've never done it before. But my concern is that a lot of time is being spent on stuff that really doesn't matter yet. And sometimes the strategies that you're working on in your business are not really the path of least resistance and going to get you the result that you want. The key to know how to achieve greatest oomph in your business is begin with the end in mind. Get clear about where you want to be, then get clear about where you are, and then navigate a pathway for least resistance that's going to get you the greatest result. When you start thinking like that, you might make different decisions. I really don't believe that recruiting 5 green operators is the best decision. And when I dug deeper and said, why don't we go and approach some top performing agents in your area, he said, well, I'm not used to doing that. I've never done that before. And this highlighted for me that he really didn't see the value that he had in his business and the value he could provide as a leader. So we're doing that strategy now. He made a call to a top agent in his area yesterday. The agent was thrilled that he called because he's not happy where he is, and they're having a coffee this week to see what they can do together. So sometimes, as I say a lot, you can't see the ocean inside your own fishbowl. That's really why I'm a coach, because I love helping people achieve their results in the least amount of time. If there is something that you're currently navigating that you just can't get access to or you can't see clearly, DM me or write a comment to me, and I'm happy to give you a 20-minute discovery session to help you effectively work through something from a different perspective. So please let me know if there's something that you're navigating and you need a hand. Completely complimentary, no steak knives, no upsell, nothing. Just me and you solving a problem in 20 minutes. Finally, it's really important as we unpack the 3 steps for success that you raise your standards in this highly competitive environment, this highly competitive market. The only thing that's going to differentiate you from a very noisy marketplace is what makes you stand out. So what are your standards? What's your point of difference? What's your client experience that others aren't providing? And if you don't have it clear, then it's time to start doing some work on that to differentiate yourself. Then we need to reverse engineer simple strategies to help you fulfill on those. And most importantly, we've got to elevate your state. If you're stressed, worried, anxious, and concerned, you're coming into your business each day like that, that's having an influence on your team and your energy of your people, and that's not going to be of service to you or anybody else. So those 3 steps for success: raise your standards, simplify your strategies, and elevate your state are critical ingredients for success. So I hope you found that useful. Ron has said here, find people who know their stuff and each of their strengths. Yes, you can't be everything to everyone. It's too much for you to expect. So you know, as Ron says, find people that are really good at what they do and they know their stuff to free you up to go and be the entrepreneur in your business. So they're my rapid fire insights from this week. Please know your numbers and be straight about your gifts. Don't pretend you're doing something in your business when you're really not, because it won't help you move forward at all. Your people are your clients. Serve them well first and watch what happens in how they service your end users. Clarity breeds certainty. When you're clear about what you're doing, it makes you certain about what's expected, and that elevates your confidence for the results that you need to produce. You might not be the best person for the job, so stop putting your hand up for stuff where you're actually causing more havoc than harmony. The E-Myth, it's a slap of reality. If you haven't read the book and you're an entrepreneur, get Michael Gerber, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, book, The E-Myth, even Ron endorses it. There's a real importance of getting the ingredients of your business right. Don't try to force a cake down people's mouth until you've set up all the measured ingredients and put it together first. Don't do things prematurely, because you'll have people fail and it will make a massive waste of time. And finally, you must raise your standards if you're going to have any point of difference in the marketplace. What is compelling about you and your brand? Perhaps a great question for you to ponder over the weekend. So I hope you found those tips useful. Which one resonated with you the most? Remember, if you have a particular challenge, issue, concern, or problem that you're navigating, I'm absolutely here for you. Let's set up a complimentary 20-minute discovery session so I can take a look under the hood and see what we can tweak to help you produce a better result. Much, much love. Have an amazing Friday and a beautiful weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Tag a friend who you know may need to learn one of these lessons, and I'll see you on Monday for Mindset Mastery Monday. See you soon. Thanks again and have a great weekend. And bye to you on Facebook.